The 9/11 attacks by al-Qaeda terrorists 2 decades ago ignited a wave of anti-Muslim sentiment across the country. Tonight, we visit one of the largest Arab Muslim communities in America to explore the long legacy of that day in 2001 and how Islamophobia continues to influence Muslim Americans. As our own Devin Dwyer reports, a grassroots movement is now underway to change the narrative about Islam and patriotism.
At Kawa House in Dearborn, Michigan, Yemeni coffee is caffeinating a resilient immigrant community. Owner Ibrahim Al-Haspani imports the beans from his family's farm in western Yemen. Each aromatic cup a source of personal pride and a symbol of the American dream.
What has made this business so successful in Dearborn?
I think first is the community.
The diverse and growing community outside Detroit is an oasis of global cultures and cuisines. The hometown of Ford Motor Company, a transit hub for railroad freight and producer of sausages that bear the city's name. It's also home to the largest concentration of Muslims in the United States, who've endured 2 decades of scrutiny after the 9/11 attacks.
So I don't remember a world before 9/11, but I do know, as a kid, you don't know what racism is, but you feel it. You feel the way that the white dance moms at the dance studio stopped talking to my mom the day after 9/11 because she was an Arab.
People associate people who look like us with an event that we didn't create, we have nothing to do with, and we quite frankly shouldn't be made to feel like we're apologizing for.
Yasmin Kadu and Rima Imad Fadlala were in first grade in 2001 and today co-host a popular podcast that explores Arab American female identity. Both say the events of 9/11 have cast a long shadow.
If you asked me to choose where my American and Muslim and Arab identities start and end, and I sat down for an hour and tried to figure it out, I would not be able to do that. And I think, post 9/11, we really were made to feel like they were mutually exclusive, which is kind of hard to grapple with.
That quiet struggle over identity is playing out in Muslim communities nationwide, advocates say. Dearborn has been leading the conversation, a model of peaceful coexistence between Christian, Jewish, and Muslim Americans thriving together.
You can get one of the best ranked cheeseburgers and wings, cross the street and get the best shawarma in town. And I think that's what really makes us special.
30-year-old mayoral candidate Abdullah Hammoud will become the first Muslim to lead the city if he's elected this fall. He says there's a lesson for the country in his frontrunner campaign.
I think it says that Abdullah is as American a name as any other. If you are not familiar with a religion or a people, it's to ask questions. It's to try to learn. The most radical thing is willful ignorance.
Dearborn is a melting pot.
Yeah, I think it's more like a salad where we have many unique communities in Dearborn and everyone kind of retains their identity.
But Dearborn's success and claim to the nation's largest mosque have also made the city a frequent target.
Many at the Arab International Festival saw hate.
While many Dearborners grieved the dead on 9/11-2001, outsiders have used the city over the past 20 years as a stage for conspiracy theories, bigotry, and hate.
This community has been an epicenter of anti-Muslim hate and xenophobia.
Dawood Walid, executive director of the Michigan Council for American Islamic Relations, calls the harassment an unspoken tragedy since 2001.
When it comes to issues such as school bullying, workplace discrimination, and harassment by government officials, this has steadily gotten worse.
FBI hate crime data show a surge in anti-Muslim incidents after the 2001 attacks, with another wave hitting in 2015.
I think Islam hates us.
Islamic terrorists.
Fear of Muslims fueled by the rhetoric of then-candidate Donald Trump. Half of U.S. adults in 2017 said they believe Islam is still not part of mainstream American society.
The Trump rhetoric allowed people who already harbored anti-Muslim bigotry, racism, and xenophobia, it gave them license to say it publicly and act upon it.
I think one of the legacies is that it's a community that continued to be otherized.
Petra Al-Sufi studies public opinion of Islam with the Institute for Social Policy and Understanding. The group was created in Dearborn after 9/11 to combat misconceptions about Muslims.
Are you American? Are you Muslim? Is there a conflict between these two identities? And actually what the research shows is the stronger the religious identity, the stronger the American identity.
The Islamic Institute of America, which opened on Dearborn's west side in 2015, invited us to join them for prayer. The mosque, a spiritual home to more than 1,000 of the city's families.
People from Arabic countries
and in specific from Lebanon and Iraq.
Imam Ahmed Qazwini grew up in Dearborn, where his father was a community faith leader on 9/11.
So my great-grandfather was executed by Saddam. That's why we fled Iraq.
Qazwini says more American Muslims need to boldly knock down myths about their faith.
We need to speak out and, show America what the real religion of Islam is. It's a peaceful religion, a religion of love. 9/11 had a huge impact on Muslims living in the U.S. Number one, we can start on a government level. There has been a lot of racial and religious profiling against Muslims, and it's very evident when you enter the U.S., when you cross the border. Airports, yes. Even me personally, after 9/11, I don't feel like I'm being treated like a normal American.
3 in 4 American Muslims say there's a lot of discrimination in the U.S. today, a sentiment that studies show has steadily grown since 2001.
What goes through your mind when you see what's happening in Afghanistan right now?
I do have many concerns because, once again, when you turn on the TV these days, it's showing all these Muslim radicals, and this reflects on my religion, that we share the same name, Islam, but there's nothing else. There's no other common denominator.
Kadu and Imad Fadlallah are determined to reset the narrative, a mission they see as more urgent with the return of the Taliban in Afghanistan, drawing renewed attention on Islam.
I don't have to put an American flag on my front porch to show that I'm patriotic. I am patriotic because I love this country. I came to this country for education and to empower my children to be global citizens. And that's where I get my bolder attitude from, is just the idea of, like, if my parents, people who came here with little opportunity, heavy Middle Eastern accents, are able to be that bold, I have no excuse to put up with things that I shouldn't have to put up with.
In Dearborn, ahead of another 9/11 anniversary, it's business as usual, a city remarkably unremarkable in everyday life, with thriving Muslim American businesses like Kawa House providing a space for conversations that can lead to change.
Maybe the politics is separate the people from each other, but the coffee is bring them in one table.
Coffee is something that brings people together.
Yeah, always.
Always.
For ABC News, I'm Devin Dwyer in Dearborn, Michigan.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.